Jacket from Hotline Miami. A really cool and interesting character to bring into Payday 2. Yes, I am aware that others already made Jacket build videos, but Jacket is a versatile character. There are many aspects we can analyze his skills from. And what I think most people fail to realize is that maybe Jacket does have skills that most people would say as enforcer skills. But Jacket is more like an adaptive type. He makes his moves according to the given situations. So what I was trying to do with my version of the build is to be able to help my teammates when the situation is getting out of hand, but also maintain the Hotline Miami feeling while playing. I made many builds for testing, but none of them was satisfying, so I asked my friend Reynolds for a little help, as he knows more about how Payday 2 works than I do. He suggested a few changes, which I took. Anyway, let's see this Jacket build. So, in the Mastermind tab, you want Endurance Aced, Combat Medic Aced, Leadership Aced, Painkillers Aced, Dominator Aced, Equilibrium Aced or whatever it is, Spotter Basic, Combat Doctor Aced, Gunslinger Basic, Kilmer Basic, Inspire Aced, and Pistol Messiah Basic. In the Enforcer tab, you want Transporter Aced, Oppressor Aced, Pumping Iron Aced, Underdog Basic, Die Hard Basic, Stun Resistance Aced, Shotgun Impact Aced, Shotgun I don't even know what that is, but Basic, and Fully Loaded Basic. We don't use Technician skill because they are useless, at least for this build. In the Ghost tab we want Sprinter Aced, Cleaner Basic for the 5% more damage against special enemies, and we can also use it for stealth. Fast Hands Aced, SMG Specialist Basic, Martial Arts Aced, and Shinobi Basic. In the Fugitive tab we want Thick Skin Basic, Hidden Blade Aced, Duck and Cover Aced, and Run and Gun Basic. And we are going to use the Sociopath perk deck. I'm sure everyone knows about how this works, but I will tell you anyway. So, when you are within medium range of an enemy, you receive 8% less damage from enemies. Increases your headshot damage by 25%. Killing an enemy regenerates 30 armor. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds. We gain a +1 increased concealment. When wearing our armor, our movement speed is 15% less affected. We gain 45% more experience when completing days and jobs. Killing an enemy with a melee weapon regenerates 10% health. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds. We get the armor bag, which we won't use most likely. Killing an enemy at medium range regenerates 30 armor. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds. We do 5% more damage, increases our Doctor Bag interaction speed with 20%. This is also the reason why I aced the Doctor Bag. And killing an enemy at medium range has a 75% chance to spread panic among your enemies. Panic will make enemies go into short bursts of uncontrollable fear. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds, and this is also the reason why I picked Oppressor Aced. You might ask why most of the Mastermind skills are picked. It's simply because in Payday 2 you are going to play with a team for most of the time, which makes self-centered Jacket builds pointless. In a team you want to be helpful, not just for the sake of your teammates, but yourself as well. As you can see, I picked every skill in connection with melee weapons because Jacket uses them a lot. I also picked every speed skill and most of the weapon skills. The reason behind that is the fact that Jacket participated in the Cold War. He's an expert of every kind of weapons. He's quick, accurate, and extremely dangerous. And now let's talk about certain skills which you might have thought I would pick, but I haven't. These are Control Freak, Berserker, Brother's Keeper, and the armor skills. Well, Control Freak is just unnecessary. Even if you stealth with this build, which is unlikely, and you are doing solo, you won't have patience screwing around with the civilians. You will kill those who you don't have cable ties for anyway, and if you play with teammates, they can help you with the civilians, so as I said, it's useless. And Jackie doesn't even run into civilians that much, even in Hotline Miami. Berserker, well, the idea is good, but the problem is it just doesn't worth it. With low health you can do huge melee damage, but when your HP is low, you will most likely just run to cover to avoid going into bleed out. Not to mention that the enemy comes in big groups for most of the time. They can kill you in no time. It would only make sense if you aced this skill, but there are much more important ones than Berserker. Brother's Keeper. Owning it would actually make sense if we say that Jacket has experience with the Russian mobs, but it just doesn't worth it. You hardly ever encounter big mob groups that the skill would be good for. It would be only useful for the Hotline Miami map or even for Rat's Day 2. And as for the armor skills, well, Jackie doesn't really use armors, or at least I think he doesn't. This build works quite well on Overkill. As for Death Wish, well, it's not impossible, but it's quite challenging, that's for sure. But you can try it out if you want. For weapons, I suggest you to choose weapons that can stun enemies, so you can use your melee weapon skills well for regenerating HP as well as armor. If you do have the barbecue pack and even the ninja pack DLC, then I suggest you to use the ISMA shotgun, or at least I use it. You don't have to if you don't want, of course. So I use the ISMA shotgun with Dragon's Breath round, with the King's Crown compensator, with the tactical Russian rail, the AK wood grip, the speculator sight, and the white stock. As for secondary, I bring, well, of course, Jacket's piece with slotted barrel extension, with lead combo, with white stock, and of course 80s calling. You can use armor too if you want. I won't, because then our speed skills would be pointless to pick. Alright, and now let's watch some gameplay with this build.
Want to get Hodgson back? Gotta follow the dentist's plan. Step 1, bust up the motel. I'm hoping for a lot of action. Do not disappoint. Done. 3 more. Cloaker spotted! That's 5. Take your time! Watch your heads, guys. Presents from heaven. Why are you doing this? I'll kill you in 100 different ways! That bag's holding a heavy